There are a lot of moving parts to manage when trying to grow or start a ministry, and making sure you've got the right data can be the difference between success and failure. So in this episode, we'll be talking about what vanity metrics are, how they're crippling your growth, and what you can do to prevent it. You've got a dream to glorify God and make your mark on the world. Maybe you want to grow a business, start a ministry, or become a better servant leader. Whichever level in life you want to hit, I believe that God's calling all of us towards something greater than where we are now. So join me as I document my journey to learn how to grow an online ministry in ways that are effective, biblical, and aren't stuffed with complicated religious or business mumbo-jumbo. My name is Alec Kassan, and welcome to the Digital Ministry Mastermind Podcast. Hey, what is going on, current Christian family? It is Alec here, and I just want to let you guys know I've missed you very much, and I've been praying for you guys. I really hope that you all are getting some really great wisdom from this show. And I wanted to ask, do you daydream? It's kind of random, but I don't know. Sometimes I daydream. Like earlier, I was just daydreaming of what future episodes I could be talking about. And the thought popped into my mind about ads, and I thought, well, maybe I should make this next episode about how to set up ads. But then, I realized that whatever I talk about in terms of the specifics of managing ads, it'll be out of date by the time I hit publish on this episode. Plus, you can literally go on YouTube to find the most up-to-date tutorials about Facebook ads, Instagram ads, all that jazz. Then I thought, how about we talk about the ideal customer, the perfect customer. Because recently I've gotten some really, really great advice for how you can reach the people who need you the most. But then something else came to mind, and I feel like it wouldn't be right if I were to talk about the ideal customer without first talking about this. And what I'm going to talk to you about are vanity metrics. And if we're going to be talking about growth, we got to talk about vanity metrics, and we got to address the elephant in the room. Are you ready? I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but getting likes on Facebook or getting likes on Instagram, it doesn't equal dollars. All right? When we're thinking about growing our business or growing our ministry's awareness to other people, sometimes we get so caught up in the follows and the likes that we neglect the more important metrics. It's like going to the gym to get in shape and getting discouraged when you look at the scale. Is the goal of going to the gym to lower a number? Or is the goal of going to the gym to look hot and feel awesome and kick some butt? Anyway, before I go any further, I want to define what vanity metrics even are. Essentially, vanity metrics are distracting numbers that build up ego but don't build up impact. So, for example, getting likes feel good. But you can't take likes to the bank, or at least you can't do that as of this recording. So for now, we pay bills with dollars, and dollars come from people giving you money, not from people giving you heart emojis. Even though, I do like heart emojis, so if you want to send me some, I really, I wouldn't say no to that. But don't get it confused. The numbers that matter are the amount of people who pay for and enjoy your product or service. It's also the amount that people pay. And it's the amount that it costs to make something. And it's the amount of time that you invest. And it's the amount that you enjoy what you're doing. And it's the amount you spend to be seen by your ideal customer. Now, those are the numbers that matter. So don't fall into the trap of aiming to get a lot of views. Sure, more views are nice, but that is the byproduct. It's not the end game. That's not the sole focus. And we may sometimes fall victim to looking at these vanity metrics in our own walk with Jesus. Sometimes we look closer at how consistent we are with reading the Bible and going to church and praying than we are at looking at how obedient we are to God. And I have a quote here from 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 22. And Samuel's saying, "What is more pleasing to God? Your burnt offerings and sacrifices, or your obedience to his voice?" Listen, obedience is better than sacrifice, and submission is better than offering the fat of rams. I'm sure I could imagine in Jesus' time, some of his vanity metrics some of the vanity metrics that he may have encountered was just number of followers. You could imagine it's even like real life today, number of followers that you got on Instagram, but this is like number of followers that you got following you. But Jesus, there's a part in time in his ministry when he had this huge crowd around him. It was actually when they turned the loaves of bread, the fish, the kid gave his lunch to Jesus, and he used these 2 loaves of fish or whatever to feed 5, loaves of fish, that's not a thing. But Jesus used this food to feed like 5,000 people or something like that. And then the next day, they're expecting oh yeah, Jesus is going to be doing the same thing for breakfast. And you know what Jesus says? He starts talking about how to follow him, you got to drink his blood and eat his flesh. And they're like, ooh, I didn't sign up for this. And then practically everyone left. And did Jesus care? No, because he had a message that he had to share. And he knew that the vanity metrics of the amount of people who follows him, that's not the end goal. That's just a byproduct of him doing the things that God has placed on his heart. And there's actually a really cool story about a girl. Well, it's not a cool story for her, but there's a cool story about this girl. She became this very famous influencer on Instagram. I'm talking about millions of followers, tons of engagement on her posts. And then one day she decides to start a t-shirt company because she's like, oh yeah, start a t-shirt company, post a photo of my t-shirt. If I get 1% of people to buy this shirt, I'm going to be racking in the dough. But despite, and this is crazy, despite all of the follows and the likes, she only sold 15 shirts in 5 months. I could sell 15 shirts in 5 days. I could just go on the street and be like, yo, you want to buy this shirt? And do it way better. But she had millions of followers, thousands of likes, and sold only 15 shirts. So don't be like that Instagram influencer. It's possible to make a bigger impact, make more money, and enjoy more of your life with less followers. I personally know of someone who has less, at least last time I checked, they have less than 50,000 followers on Instagram and only a few thousand subscribers on YouTube. And sure, that is a good amount. That's way more than I got right now. Yet they make thousands of dollars on social media because they know how to reach the right people who want exactly what they offer. Sure, who doesn't like likes? But be aware of the numbers that actually make an impact in your business or in your ministry. And if you would like to learn more about what numbers and what metrics that you should be measuring, then please be sure to follow and subscribe to this podcast. I will be coming out with future episodes soon that will help you to better leverage your social media account to make a bigger impact and reach your ideal customer sooner than you'd ever imagine. And you don't want to miss it. So if you learned some valuable wisdom from this episode, please subscribe to this podcast. And if you know someone who would benefit from this type of information, then please send this to them as well so they can join us all on this journey to grow our own ministry and grow each other as we are following Jesus. So thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to seeing you in our next episode. Are you a Christian leader looking to develop the skills needed to maximize the fruitfulness in your daily walk with Christ? Do you want to overcome the burden of not living life to the fullest and fully step into your God-given calling? If you do, then you should get a copy of my book, Planting Your Purpose, a 20-day guide to discover God's calling. It's not just another devotional book. Planting Your Purpose is your 20-day guide that will provide you with the strategies, tools, and insights to turn things around immediately. You will learn how to avoid the top 5 mistakes Christians make when pursuing their calling in life. You'll develop more joy in your walk with Jesus and unlock the secrets to mastering integrity. And by the end of 20 days, not only will you know your calling, but you'll have an even greater sense of fulfillment and confidence in your life. Everywhere, Christians are raving about this amazing new guide to discover their God-given calling. Get your copy by clicking the link in the show notes or by going to plantingyourpurpose.com. That's plantingyourpurpose.com.